Welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Here we are again. So, yeah, today's episode is a little bit delayed. First of all, someone told me,
all of his co-workers were gone.
I think it's this
What
desk,
could it mean?
that if I
Stanley
get to
decided
the
to
other
go to the
side,
meeting room. Perhaps
I can
he
jump out the window and get a new ending
simply missed a memo.
or something.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I wish there was a jump key, that would be cool. Alright, I don't... How do I... Okay, if I run up... Maybe I can... Boom. What am I standing on here? The computer? Oh, you can crouch? I didn't know you could crouch. Here I go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think?
Hard to read the subtitles.
Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told
Wonder
me
what the
that
narrator's
you wanted
name
this to
is.
stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh,
No, I was
think
thinking...
about
I
it.
was like, what if I
Would it
press
be
S?
worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Screw you, that's what I was
Clearly,
gonna
this
do.
whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh,
This guy's
and
trolling me
Rick.
so hard.
Perhaps you've just
I bet his
played the
name's
other option,
Denise.
and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones.
I sure
Though
am.
if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
It's true, this is truly
Well,
awful.
now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
I could just sit here forever. In this white space. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Yep. That lasted a while. Alright, let's go try the other option just
All
because...
of his co-workers were
we should.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
I can't
room.
believe I didn't know
Perhaps
you
he
could
had
crouch
simply
this whole
missed a
time.
memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Is he trolling me? For a second I thought you couldn't get back up on here, and I was like, what? Did he change the chair so I can't get back? How did I do that? Why is it so much harder? Okay. Alright, let's try it out. Now we have to listen to this again.
At first, Stanley assumed
Should I
he'd
just
broken
sing
the
Christmas
map
carols
until
over
he heard
his
this
voice?
narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary
into the nature of
video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Oh, it sure
Why
is.
don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
We can.
Okay,
We're almost at the
I'm
second
over it
option.
now.
I bet it's
What do
going to
you
be the
think? Are you
same.
sick of this gag yet?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game.
I don't desire to restart the
just
game. I want to
push
hear
the
what he has to
envelope,
say.
I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Oh, I've got stamina, man.
There once was a man named Stanley,
Oh, God.
who people considered so manly.
Yes.
But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed
It's not
them
true.
like some kind of glutton.
No.
He did it all day in a meaningful
I like choices.
way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you
It's not
are
that
not
bad.
strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Yes. Yay! Woo! Okay, please let it end. Is he going to point out how I thought it would end when he stopped singing lyrics, but it's not over yet? Is he ever gonna stop this, or do I just have to quit? So much self-doubt. Okay, bye guys. No, let's begin again. Excuse me for my sniffles. I'm still fighting cold thing.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so awaiting input. Boop. Yeah. Here we are.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There we go. We're doing what he says this time. All the way to the end.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You have no idea how badly I want to be on that table right now. Oh, a broom closet. Let me in, let me in.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, I love this broom closet. Look, it's got
There was
tools,
nothing
wrenches.
here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an
Toilet
empty
paper.
broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Stuff on the ground. There's some cardboard. There's a mop.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
I'm
As it
looking at
is,
things.
He's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
FA. This game references things that I don't know.
Are you really still in the
Thanks to
broom
Jake,
closet?
I know what a back
Standing
sack
around
and crack
doing
is
nothing?
now.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Why'd you make it in the game then? Huh? It's your game, right? Or is it just his story?
Maybe to you this is somehow
No, it's his
own
game.
branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
That was great. The XD at the end.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That
Wow.
or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
That's a pretty hardcore boss life. It's pretty gangster. if I do say so
Well, I've
myself.
come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
I'm not dead.
You
Nope.
got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system.
Then why are you
and
talking to me if
collapsed
I'm
on
dead?
the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello?
I wonder
Anyone
what
who
would
happens
happen.
To be nearby?
I'm wearing
The
headphones,
person at
dude.
This computer
No
is dead.
one's gonna hear you.
He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
What is he talking
It's
about?
indicative
Is he a
of the
robot or
long-term
something?
Sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to
He's
take
being
their
so
place
formal
at
about
the
it.
computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
I love him.
All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Alright, let's just wait 1 minute. But I think it's all over now. Yep. Okay, time to get going. That was fun.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Hey.
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
What happened?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
Invalids.
Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. That's really funny. Okay. Let's go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Did I ever go down? I think I did. But I don't remember what happened. Did I ever go down? We can try that after if I didn't.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could
Army
not
photos,
have known
a cat.
was that the keypad behind the boss's desk
Someone's
guarded the
family.
terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I wonder if I memorize that and enter it early, what would happen? What? Didn't I enter it right?
Stanley
I'm
just
doing
sat
that
around
same
twiddling
thing.
his thumbs.
Two-
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad,
8,
knowing
4,
full
5.
well the sheer statistical unlikelihood. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
There might
He
be some
stepped into
dialogue
the
we
newly
missed there,
opened
but whatever.
passageway.
Not really important. Okay, so onwards we go. Stay away from that dark corner over there. Dark, scary corner. And down. Down, down. Down, down, down. Loading, 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 loading. And I'm going to die in acid. Psh.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free
This
to
game,
think for himself, to question
This game does
the
remind me of
nature
Portal a bit.
Why did he
I know
feel
it reminds a
this
lot of
way?
people of Portal a
And for
bit.
years, it had
And my
never
cousins
occurred
came
to
over
him.
for Thanksgiving, and
This
he asked me
question
if I
would
had
not go
Portal.
unanswered
And
for
so
a
I
while.
started playing Portal 2, and I was playing all the community-created maps, and they're actually
Stanley
really
walked
fun.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I've always wanted to, like, walk back before the doors close on me. Alright, let's do this thing.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did
That's
this
kinda
place
cool.
hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'm the strongest man alive. I'm a strong man. Look at my skin. I actually almost I reached for F5. That is really sad. Out of reflex.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true
Let's find
nature
ourselves.
revealed.
421.
Each bore the number of an
24601.
employee in the building.
427.
Stanley's co-workers.
Which one is it?
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
It's the one that's my.
And
Oh, there it is.
one of
Right,
them,
straight ahead.
eternally monitored in this place
427.
where freedom
Alright, cool.
meant nothing.
Nice pictures. Nice shiny pictures. Alright, come on now.
This
Elevator.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason
Where's
he
employee
was happy
1?
with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Employee 001. Oh yeah. I wonder why they fired
No.
104.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
'Cause they were
in
free.
someone else's control? Never.
they found freedom.
It was unthinkable, but wasn't it? Was
This
it even
office
possible?
building must
Had
be
he truly spent his
ginormous.
entire life utterly blind to the world?
Okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls.
This is a really
labeled
dark
with
room,
emotions.
especially on YouTube.
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. As the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Time to do it. Why did a self-destruct happen when I turned the system on, but not when I turned it off?
And a rising chill of uncertainty.
Just
Was
curious.
it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself
What is
from
this?
someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all.
Violence,
he
so
needed to
nice.
know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Wow. Just letting it sink in. That was like a really beautiful moment with the violins and everything.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, that's good. Happy. And now I'm back here. And the happiness is drained out of my body. It's kind of nice detail that the clocks actually work. What time is it? 12, 5, 10, 15, 20, 12:21? Haha. No, 11:21 rather. Whoops. It's probably AM. Right around lunchtime. Wow, he stayed here for a long time, just waiting for people. Jeez, Stanley. Alright, guys. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the freedom ending and the broom closet stuff and the suicide stuff. Or not the, well, you know, jumping out the window. That was really cool. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. Sorry this episode's a bit late. I'll see you all next time.